Let's see. So, okay, today, couple of closed PRs that I saw this week. The first is the one we were just talking about a little bit ago. Adam's excellent PR that figured out how to fix the issues that cropped up in Corey's PR. Basically, just not doing bounding the whole space iterator, which it turns out we can't safely do. So the tests that were failing before are now fixed, and the Corey's PR was reinstated into Pacific, and I don't remember if we've reverted it in master or not. We might have, but in any event, both that PR and Adam's fix are going into 16.2.8 and going into master, and it's looking good. So that was excellent work. We're still getting it in for the 16.2.8 release. I'm very happy about that. Okay, next. My fix for argument parsing in C-star made it in. There was some really good feedback I had gotten from Kefu and Radek, and that shrunk the code beyond both what it was previously and then what my original version of it was. So that was really good. And yeah, that's in now. So we are again correctly passing C-star command line options to C-star, which we hadn't been for a little while. A couple of updated PRs. My PR for enabling tcmalloc in when using C-star. So it turns out that if you compile Ceph with C-star support, neither Crimson nor the classic OSD will be using tcmalloc. They'll both be back to using libcmalloc, and we're even worse than we used to be with it. For like a 3 gigabyte BlueStor cache size, we're using like 33 gigs of RAM. So it's really nasty. So this basically just changes the conditional in the perf glue logic that basically causes us to not link with tcmalloc when we use with C-star. Now the problem that we're hitting right now is that we're seeing some invalid pointer asserts that appear to be coming from address sanitizer. Matan's been looking at it, and he thinks that it's actually the ones that he's tracked down anyway have been due to a known behavior in tcmalloc, and that this is a little bit of a it's not something on our end. I don't know if you want to say it's a false positive. It's not exactly, but it's not on our end. Having said that, some of the tests that I ran, I saw seg faults in, and that's a bigger problem. And I don't know if it's due to this or due to something else going on, but we probably can't merge this PR until we track all of this down. So that PR right now is just kind of stuck in that state. My PR for switching to time-based near-fit algorithm needs to be rebased and updated, but otherwise I think it looks good. The feedback I've got right now is to use the old version of the config options because it has less impact on hot path performance, which I agree with 100%. I thought that the cache thing that we introduced also was a way to fix that, but we don't seem to have a real strong. We haven't really decided, I guess, if we're going to continue using legacy options or try to move everything to the new way of doing it. So I don't know. I guess I don't care that much. Whatever people want it to be is fine with me, as long as this doesn't have a runtime impact. Okay, and then last here, RGW Deos style implementation. I saw that there might have been just a little bit more review on that, and it needs a rebase now. So I guess that's back in the author's court. And that was what I saw for updated PRs this week. Any discussion on any of that or anything I missed? All right. Well then, this first discussion topic for RoxyB iterator bounding work. If Adam was here, I just wanted to give him the opportunity to talk a little bit about what he saw and if he has any future plans for looking at any of this beyond what was there. I know he has said that, or some of the feedback that he got is that we need better test cases surrounding this, and I think he does plan to implement them, but didn't want to slow down the rollout of this fix. So I think probably the next steps are getting better test coverage around how some of our iterators work, but not there yet. So I'll move on then. I guess I already kind of talked about the Crimson TC work. There's not a whole lot more to discuss there. I think we just need to figure out the aborts and seg faults. The aborts maybe are taken care of at this point. I will say that this is kind of required for us to be able to do more, not just performance testing, but actually like stress testing of Crimson. We need this working better, be able to proceed with that. So this is kind of high priority. The other thing I'll mention is that even when using TC-malloc, which seems to work with our tests, our performance tests, I'm not seeing it seg fault or anything, we do stall out eventually on writes. And I don't think it's actually related to this. I talked to Sam a little bit about it, and he said that he can get Crimson into a state right now where he does see stalls. He said that the ones he's looking at are related to peering. So it's not any of this stuff, but that will probably be the next step after we get this TC-malloc PR merged, is then to start tracking down these stalls and trying to help Sam if figure out if it's the same ones that he's seeing or not. Okay, and then moving on, the last topic I had was that I'm starting to look at Igor's work where he's implementing a Blue Store wall rather than using the RoxyDB one. And I just started that yesterday. I get it to compile and run fine, but it does not appear to be using Igor's new machinery in Blue Store. So I just need to read the code and figure out why. It doesn't appear to be a config option. I don't see any with that code. So maybe there's something else I need to do there to make it work in this kind of, not even PR state yet. So I'm still working on that, but hopefully next week I'll have more to share. And that's all I've got, guys. Short meeting. Anything anyone else wants to bring up this week? All right. Well then, we're wrapping up very early today. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, guys. Bye.